What's on, where, and when. It's the Talk of Nelson. NBS Talk Nelson.
It's a bold statement, banking for life, and the NBS certainly is serious about that.
To me, banking for life means it is a partnership.
It's for Grandad, it's also for me.
Welcome to Football Focus. Nice to be back with you. And Skippy sunning it in Fiji at the moment, Neil. So welcome back.
That's good. Good to be here. Skippy had a few photographs and a few.
I bet he did. He actually threatened that he would try and call in at this time, but we said we'll just put, we'll end the call straight away. We don't want to see him on the beach sunning, drinking pina coladas.
Yeah, they're having a good time out there, by the looks of things. So
I bet they do. There's about 30 people.
Yeah, there's a few of them out there. A lot of people from Christchurch, from football, and obviously a lot of family. I was due to go as well. I was eyeing it up as well. Would have been a great trip. And obviously celebrate Skippy's birthday and things as well. Catch up with a few people, but yeah.
You got a game.
Had to hang around here, so right. He'll be back tomorrow. So suntanned and ready to go on, no doubt.
So it could have been, here, Geeza, here's the team list. See you later.
Well, we did that before. When we both had to leave and go. And Skip and I went to some more 23s for the Olympics.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, it was a couple of weeks at a time, but it was near the end of the season. So, probably best to stay here.
And Coastal Spirit lost half their admin staff, so they're going to be struggling this weekend. But anyway, I hope you're having a good 40th, Skippy. But we've got the powerhouses in this week, Neil Connell, and it's welcome back to Neil Geeza Harding. G'day, Geeza. How are you, mate?
Good, thanks.
Great to have you back, mate. So before we go any further, shout out to Stan and the team, Turf Hotel, our venue sponsor. And on this weekend, we've got Jam Night on Thursday night from 8 till 11. Friday, it's Kick 9 till late. Saturday, Hysteria 9 till late. And Sunday, it's the Mega Meat Raffle, $2,100 on the Meat Raffle. Come and get your tickets. And now, check this out. Every week, there's poker, and Monday and Wednesday in the Turf Hotel and Thursday in the Bat. So registration's at 6:30 and the games start at 7. Very popular, the old poker. So
I've been in here when it's been on, and there's about 6 or 7 tables going. So.
It's big league.
So there you go, to try and win your week's groceries or something like that, or you might lose it. I don't know how it works actually on competition, but come and check it out. Neil, welcome, mate. Slightly different role for you this year, so can you tell us a little bit about what you're up to at the moment?
So I'm the FDO now at the club. Well, I was before, but I'm focusing way more on the youth. So, grassroots, the young academy boys, just getting them all going, running the first kicks program, fun football, that kind of stuff. I'm focusing on helping a few of the coaches in the academy as well, supporting 3 groups. Also coaching the under-18 boys in Div 1. Me and Dante are doing those boys. So that's a really good step for those boys from boys football to men's football.
Oh, yeah. So that's the under-18 side.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
So there's a lot about football development at the moment, about developing the kids and getting them playing. And, still doing the Geeza football stuff as well. Yeah. And, just busy doing my thing, really. But, my main focus is the FDO stuff and the youth at the moment. Yeah. And, it's going quite smoothly.
So tell us about some of the talent you see coming through. I mean, obviously that's from a Nelson Suburbs perspective, but when you talk to some of the other clubs, juniors are looking pretty strong. So from your observation, some good talent coming through?
There's some really good talent coming through. I was actually talking to a few people out of Wakefield, and they've got some really good players out there looking to crack on to the next level. And it's all about judging the age groups because it's the last week of grading for the youth now.
Oh, right.
So hopefully next week we can get rid of all these massive score lines because at the moment there's big score lines going on. So when we can grade it properly next week, hopefully we can squash a bit of that because the region struggled with that, really trying to balance the youth leagues. So, there's all sorts of different options. There's a few new ideas in the pipeline. The UK are doing something quite special over there to balance out the youth. And maybe New Zealand will get onto that eventually.
Yeah, right.
So who knows? Yeah.
Tell us about some of the things you're working on. What are the goals for you this year?
Basically, big goals for me is to get these boys in Division 1 cracking, because they're a great young team, but they're another example where they've played a lot in the youth leagues and they're a little bit too talented to be in the 17s league. They're only 15, 16-year-old boys, to be honest. So Div 1's a big step for them, but they're playing some great football, and it's like a development year. So we're not really expecting to do much this year, but then next year they should be a really strong team. I mean, going forward in the next 2 or 3 years, a lot of those boys should be in the SPL team.
Yeah, right.
So it's a good age group to work with. But also going on the other end of the scale, I'm really enjoying the youth as well, because I do a bit of work with the under-10s academy at the moment, and we just took them on tour to Auckland.
Oh wow!
We competed in the Auckland International Cup over there.
Oh wow!
And that's brilliant. The boys done really well, came 6th, and it's really good. Just kind of balancing the different types of football and the different age groups. So it's really good for the development part of the game. But one thing the UK is trying to do, and who knows what New Zealand are going to do about it, but they're looking to try and put the youth in their biological age groups rather than their actual age groups.
Right, okay.
Because in an under-10s team, you could have a biological 8-year-old with a biological 12-year-old. So over there, they're actually trying to scrap the age and do it just by size and talent.
So that's an argument in rugby that was on just recently, where a age group player or junior player was, 3 times the size of the other kids, growth spurt and size, and pretty much couldn't play. So very interesting that UK are trialling this. So you're basically trying to match the physical part of it compared. So it's more based on size and physicality. Is that right, Geeza?
Yeah, well, at the moment, if you got one massive kid, they can just run through the team and score. We're trying to balance that at the moment. So he's given us 5 weeks to have a look at the leagues, and it goes all the way through actually.
Right. Well, that'd be interesting to see how that goes. Also playing for the mighty Tahunanui, second division. Are you playing second division?
Still playing in Div 2 at
Jeez.
When I get the time anyway.
Still doing it.
I'm getting a little bit in here and there. Sometimes I can only play till half time, and then I've got to run off at half time to get to the 3 o'clock kickoff.
Oh yes, of course.
I've been in and out for a few years, so the boys have known me a long time, and they accept that.
How's the squad going? Are they
really good actually? Yeah, really strong this year. Like because I played Div 2, but the boys they were top of the league, unbeaten, but we just lost the last 2 games. So it's really close between 3 teams. I think it's the Seals, Mott and Tahuna.
Yeah, right.
All clashing up at the top of the table.
So Motueka, I mean, the men's side at one point were in the first division and caused a few upsets. Yeah, right. So they've always been very competitive, especially in second division.
That's right.
Yeah, right. So a tough match there. Yeah,
well, they were a strong team. In the first half, they were brilliant. Yeah. Really fit, really fast, aggressive. We went 2-0 down at half time. And then, to be honest, we weren't really playing very well. Had a chat at half time, realised they were just overloaded in the middle, and that's where it was all at. So we worked out get wide to get forward and scored a goal. And to be fair, the last 20 minutes, it was all Tahuna. And it was like hitting the post, hitting the bar, just missing. And there was a massive crowd out there at Mott.
Oh, was it?
A lot of locals out there. So this time Tahuna were on the back foot in the crowd.
Oh, right.
But no, it was a really, really good game. So nail-biting. Probably should have been a draw at the end. But because of their first half, they dominated it.
So you mentioned under lights, which is great to see out that way. But I was just trying to think where the lights are. So I don't think I've ever played a night game in Motueka way. So where do they play?
Right next to the cinema, the State Cinema. They've got all the lights there. Is that Memorial or the Rec Centre?
I think it's the Rec.
Yeah, down by the Rec Centre. So they've got those 2 fields down by the bottom.
Right,
and they're lit.
Yeah, lights. Pitch was quite nice as well.
Was it?
Out there? Yeah, it's a bit wet.
Massive pitch as well, wasn't it? It's a huge pitch.
Yeah. And the lighting was good?
Yeah, lights are really good.
Wow, how's that? Oh, that's
apart
great.
From 1 free kick, but we won't mention that.
Blinded by the light.
Yeah, we'll call it that. Anyway, we'll call it that.
Okay, and Tahunanui, we hope to catch up with them in not too distant future, but First are travelling pretty well at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, the boys are looking strong as well, because I actually coached against them a few weeks ago.
Yes, that's right.
That was a special moment.
So were you allowed at the sprig after? Or?
Yeah, I went to the pub after. I had to. I didn't go to the pub afterwards. I probably never been invited back again. But I did get told to get my technical error a couple of times. So I was telling them to cut the grass, but it's all good banter because I know those boys for years. But in a game sense, Tahunanui did win the game, but I was really impressed with the young boys. They stood up to them, played some really great football, and Tahunanui got into them. But fair play to Tahunanui after the game. They shook the boys' hands and they said, this is men's football. We're just doing it for a reason. And you're a great bunch of team. And there was really good spirits after the game. So that was nice.
Yeah, so they're doing well. And got juniors going at Tahunanui at the moment.
They got 2 teams now in the juniors, which is brilliant. Yeah. Loving that.
Fantastic. All right. Well, we'll try and get someone in from Tahunanui in the not too distant future. All right, mate. Well, let's rip into it, and we'll get some commentary as we go from you, Geeza, throughout the show, and just give another plug to the fact that Chatham Cup, it's still alive in the region. Nelson Suburbs FC will be taking on Rangers at Saxon Field 31st of May, 2:00. So that won't be directly. Oh, no, so that might change.
No, we've moved both those fixtures. So Chatham Cup game and also Kate Sheppard will be on the Sunday.
On the Sunday.
Yeah, so the girls will play before us. Halls will travel up. They will bus up on the Saturday. Rest up, and then I think we're looking at sort of 11:30 kick off for the girls, and then we'll be on afterwards. So massive day down there.
That makes more sense though, so everyone can get down and watch.
Yeah, that's right. And you'll be taking on Rangers, so that they'll be competitive. That's for sure. Kate Sheppard Cup, Nelson Suburbs taking on Horswell. They didn't get a chance to play them, so this is going to be. I wonder if that will double up as a fixture or not. No, they'll keep that set. They won't do that.
Not for the Kate Sheppard.
Okay, so they'll play beforehand. So May 31st, that won't be too far away. Let's have a look at Nelson Pines Senior Women, and another close fixture. Foxes certainly haven't had it their own way. I think the week before they only won 1-0 against Mapua. So the Foxes 1-0 over the Golden Bay Shield Maidens. So good match by the Shield Maidens.
Yeah, they've improved lots, haven't they, from last season? They've been struggling a little bit, So well played to them, and it makes it good for the league, a little bit more competitive. It wasn't so. A couple of blowout scores there, as you can see, but a couple of tight games as well.
Well, it looks like it was, what do you call it? 9-0. A 9-0 match is really. What's the terminology I'm looking for? Mercy law, that's the one. So Nelson Suburbs FC 9-0 over Wakefield Ladies. And we caught up with Shannon last week about the fact that one of his goals was to get a women's team going, and he has. And it's a lot of them haven't played football before, so great to see them competing. Get Cars FC Nelson. So the Richmond Swans really turning it on this time. I think they haven't had too many great results more recently, the Swans, but 8-0 over the Diamonds. So they were on fire that day. Spring and Fern Tahunanui Breakers. And what a match this is, 5-3 against Mapua Cougars. So Breakers very strong at the moment, but Mapua certainly improving, that's for sure.
You know much about the Tahunanui girls?
Yeah, the girls are doing well at the moment. Yeah, they've still got their coach from last year. So he's been there for a couple of years. They've always struggled to find a consistent coach. So now they've got a consistent coach down there. They're actually doing some good things. And a few girls have left, but a few new ones have come in. But they train hard, they work hard, and they're pretty focused. So, and they're always helping out the other teams, which is quite good.
Great.
I went out, I was playing out at FC Nelson. And as I was getting changed, I saw 2 of the girls come out in the FC kit. I was like, what's going on here? If you move clubs, I said, no, we're just helping out because they got the buy, we got the buy and stuff like that. So, it's good that they're all helping each other out in that league if they can make it work.
That's good, Will. It's good, that.
Good stuff. Okay, so this Saturday, we've got Wakefield Ladies taking on, I think that fixture was saying, Wakefield Ladies taking on the Swans. Sorry, getting confused there. That's at Wakefield Domain. So Wakefield at home.
Well, it will be tough for Wakefield because I was having a chat with them as well. And a lot of the mums, some are new to football and they only can train once a week. It might be a tough scoreline, but they're developing and they're getting better. And one good thing is because a lot of the mums now have created this Wakefield team, there's big interest for a girls team in the youth.
Oh, right.
So I was having a chat with them yesterday, and they've got a good bunch of 12-year-old girls, and they want to try and get some sort of tournament going on to see if they can enter like the leagues next year. So that's awesome. Something that we're working with them on to see if we can get the youth going on too. But Swans, they've got a lot of they've been in the game a while. Experience. That's what I was looking for.
Motueka Angels. Oh, this would be a good game actually. Get Cars and Nelson Diamonds at Memorial Park.
Yeah, so. Angels with a bye last week, so Diamonds will be looking to improve on last week as well. So should be a good match up there. So hopefully, good luck to both teams. They both need a result, don't they?
They
really?
do. They do. Probably favour the Angels at home. They've got the
Possibly.
home ground advantage. Mapua Cougars get a rest this week. Nelson Suburbs development side taking on the Foxes. That's at Saxon Field. And Foxes, the scores aren't as big as last year. So, finding it a little bit tougher and more competitive. But and Suburbs have the home ground advantage.
Yeah. So, I mean, the girls have done fantastically well so far in the season. There was a debate whether they put them into the league and whether they could stand up to it. A lot of really young girls there from the academy. In fact, all the team from the academy. So, I think Suburbs will be all right there. They've got a lot of fitness within the team. Foxes, maybe 1 or 2 injuries. Maybe that's what's going on there, possibly. So, but I think Nelson Suburbs, and it'll be a great game, actually. But I think Suburbs, the girls will get up for that.
Yeah, well, there you go. Golden Bay Shield Maidens taking on the Sprig and Fern Tahuna Breakers. It says here venue TBC, not too sure what's going on there, but geez, this will be a good game, won't it? Because both sides pretty evenly matched.
Yeah,
Geeza.
Definitely. Yep, Shield Maidens are on form at the moment, which is great to see because Golden Bay love their football and they're always growing it. And obviously the girls at Tahuna are fighting strong. So that might depend on what venue it's at.
Yeah,
if the girls have to travel, it might be a bit difficult.
Yeah.
But I think if it's at Tahuna, then the girls will take it at Tahuna.
Yeah. Nelson Pine senior men and results from last weekend. You had to go over the hill, Geeza, so tough day against a very good Rangers outfit.
Yeah, that's correct. And I mean, that's another thing with these boys developing because our first 2 games, we played Carini and it was only a 1 goal difference. And then we played Tahuna, a 1 goal difference. And the boys were fantastic, but this really was the humbling lesson. I mean, obviously, Blenheim, they're pushing to be in the Southern League. And these boys, it's their first year playing in men's football. It was 6-0 at half time. Blenheim were on fire. Our boys were a little bit rusty, to be fair. They hadn't been playing like they had been. So we changed the formation, second half, tried to block them out, and the boys did a really good job of that. And I only had 2 subs on the day, and they both got injured in the first half.
Oh, wow.
So it was one of them days at the office. But it really is like, I mean, the boys needed a little bit of that because, their heads were high thinking we can compete, this is it. And then this is welcome to men's football. So, it's needed, maybe not as bad, but it's only going to make them stronger. And luckily for the boys, they didn't back down. They all came training and they all, fight on. So
and it's that lesson to keep your head up and keep playing till the end and carry on, and that's the only way you can learn and improve, isn't it?
And then credit to Dante as well, because a lot of these boys are 15 and he does a lot of work with them, with myself as well. And he's been in a professional environment at that age. He gives them certain examples of where he's been. And we really are shaping a great team. And also Neil had these boys when they were younger as well. They played together for years. So hopefully in the next few years, they're going to be the next best thing.
Yeah. And as Geeza said, they are 15, 16, most of them. So, I mean, this say under 18. So, and they're coming up against the best in the league there, to be honest. So,
Smith and Sons at Richmond going down 5-0 to FC. A little bit surprised with this result, only because, Richmond have been travelling quite well. I just thought it'd be close. I thought the FC would get the result, and also Tahuna. I think they drew with FC Nelson at one point.
I was at that game. It was brilliant end to the game.
Yes, and so Davor, has obviously got that. FC Nelson, who it's not a big side. It's quite a right. So it's quite a young side, that FC side, but he's got them all drilled. There's some good skills there. So he'll be pretty happy with that. 5-0 over Richmond.
Yeah, he'd be happy with that one. They needed that, didn't they? So I actually out and watched Richmond playing Blenheim a couple of weeks ago, I think. Just watched the first half of that, and then before heading down to watch our reserves down there, and they were playing Carini. And I was quite impressed with Richmond, to be fair. At the start of the game, playing against Blenheim Rangers, they did. They came out very well, and it took Rangers quite a bit of time to break them down. But lots of energy in the team. Again, they're a young side as well, as I think most of the first division now. I think Rangers probably got the most experience out of the whole league. So Davor will be really happy with that result. And that gets them back in the hunt a little bit. Yeah,
it does indeed. Nelson Suburbs reserves just going down 4-3 to Sprig and Fern Tahuna. And, geez, they'll be wrapped with that, won't they, Tahuna?
Yeah, well, I was talking to Phil Platt, who's their coach, and I think that the boys were up 2-0 for the majority of the game, something like that. And then there's a guy called Stan. He was actually played last night. He's just got an epic throw where he can throw
right
outside and he can hit the penalty spot.
Yeah,
and I think they scored 2, maybe even all 3 from his throws, and then just getting on the end of the ball and scoring. And I think it was towards the end of the game. So they were winning, and then they threw it away at the end. And that's Tahuna spirit. They just don't give up.
I'll tell you what, it is a weapon. When I was playing for Richmond Thistle, Graham Duncan, who has a long history with Suburbs, was playing for Richmond Thistle, wicked outside left boot, outside the box. He always played defence, and he'd have a ping from out there and often go pretty close or get it in. But the one thing he did have, he could hit the far post from the sideline.
Really?
So that was our weapon. Every time we got into that position, it was a long throw and bang in the back of the net.
Yeah.
So, it is a weapon if you can use it.
Oh, it goes right in the spot. I seen Phil showed me the videos of them.
Right,
And,
that's right.
I couldn't believe it.
Big Seth, he can jump, and he just jumps up and nods
Bang.
it in.
Right.
Delap, you remember Delap used to do it?
Oh, right.
Back in the day, it was just
right,
pinpoint and just right in the right area. So it's going to cause any team lots of problems.
Yeah. So Tahuna soldier on another 3 points. So, they'll be licking their lips at the moment,
Celebrating in the spring and fern.
Yeah, that's right. The reserves, will be obviously disappointed, but they'll bounce back. Karini have the bye, or did have the bye. So let's look at the fixtures for this weekend. Spring and Fern, Tahuna, they get a rest after all that, so really get to capitalise. FC Nelson first 11. Geez,
Tie of the round.
Isn't this a big game?
Yeah.
Versus Rangers at Guppy Park, 3 o'clock kickoff.
Well, if
you don't want to miss that one, do you?
If FC want to try and win the league, that's the games they have to win.
Yeah,
So if they can get up and Rangers are used to coming over the hill now, so it's not as it's just them doing it since I was playing. So they'll be, Rangers will be a tough nut to crack. But if Davor can get the boys organised, and they'll have a good shout at that. So calling it. I'm going to have to go for a draw there.
A draw?
Yeah.
Jeez,
I reckon it'll be a draw. Rangers are best side in the league by far.
They
are. Not even questioning that. But a good result for FC Nelson last week. They can build on that. So hopefully they can turn up and get something out of the game.
Yeah, they like Guppy Park. Geeza, what are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, well, it's going to be close. It's whoever turns up on the day.
Yeah.
So, if one team turns up, they'll destroy the other. So hopefully both teams turn up, and it's a really good game. We actually play, my under-18s, we play on Tuesday night against FC for a catch-up game.
And where's
so
that?
They might be a bit fatigued. Yeah. Who knows?
Where's that?
That's out there.
At Neil?
Yeah, on the rugby training pitch.
Yeah, on the training pitch, yeah. Yep. I haven't seen it. Have you guys seen those lights? Because we've had a couple of games out there, and traditionally the training lights are hopeless, are horrible. So I just wondered about the quality of the lights.
I haven't been down there in the evening to see it.
I watched the Tahuna game out there under the lights, and it's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
That's right.
If you're basing that game on, like as I said, I watched the Rangers game out at Richmond, and Rangers took quite a break Richmond down as well. I think it was it 5 or 6?
Yeah, that's right.
Not sure, but FC Nelson beat them 5 as well. So they turn up, and as Geeza says, that's anyone's game. So
there we go. FC Nelson Karini taking on another good game. Richmond at Victory Square, and Karini like Victory Square.
Yeah, they do.
Everyone will be down there, so a tough battle for Richmond. Calling it?
Yeah, I mean, if I have to call it, I'd say Karini, just because I love the way they play football. They're really good to watch, and they work hard. I haven't seen too much of Richmond this year. We was meant to play them at the start of the season, and that got called off because of the Chatham Cup fixtures. And I'm not quite sure what they're looking like. I've seen the results, but I haven't actually watched them play. So I'd have to go Karini.
So it'd be close, and
that'll be a good game. Yeah,
we'll be hoping to catch up Daryl Fenimore. He's taken the boots off and coaching them this year, and played many years for Richmond. So
not the easiest pitch to play on.
No, it's not.
No, I watched the Blenheim Richmond game headed down to Victory Square, and the pitch wasn't the best for playing football on. So
it's usually a bit messy in the middle.
Yeah, it can get a bit with the cricket.
Well, you got the cricket pitch as well.
So it does affect it quite a bit. Grass was pretty long.
Yeah.
So it might be a bit of a battle down
there.
Well,
they might give it a mo, but certainly it's a cauldron. When the crowd we used to play, when Metro was around,
brilliant
against Metro.
Yeah.
On those pitches, and it was an absolute cauldron, so there were some battles there. But now Karini have made it their home, and it'll be a tough game
they
for any visiting team.
Yeah,
that's right. They'll know that pitch very well. And as you pointed out, Geeza, on Tuesday, it is FC Nelson taking on Nelson Suburbs under 18s, and that's under lights. And as you do point out, FC Nelson got a busy week, so.
Yep.
up against Rangers, that it'll either be good for them or it'll wear them out a bit. So
I think it will be more our style of football.
It will be. Yeah.
But then don't forget the other fixture. We play the reserves as well. It's the clash.
Oh yes, Nelson Suburbs under 18.
So,
it's the derby at that. So that is on the Saturday. So you both got a tough week.
That's right.
The Saxonfield 3.
It's going to be interesting because we did a lot of pre-season together.
Yes.
And Platty and the boys, they were mixing in together, playing a bit because we wanted to get these 18s to the standard of the reserves.
Yeah.
And they was holding their own, but it will depend who's available for the Southern League and who drops down into that team. I think will be whether it's an absolute whopping or if it's a good game.
And isn't it funny? Even though it's your own club, they're almost you almost grit your teeth even more when it's a local derby, especially if you're in the same league.
And all the boys know each other quite well as well.
That's
so
right.
It's going to be a good.
So they'll be keen, and they won't be afraid. They'll be keen to give it a go.
Yeah.
All right, third division men's highlight and the result. Last week we featured Tasman Civil Richmond Thistle Reserves, my old side, taking on the Tasman Auto Electric Richmond Bogans. Gee, it's big stakes in those divisions, big sponsors. There must be a lot of money throwing around.
Yeah.
Certainly at the bar.
Yeah, I'd say the winner out of that game was the bar at the end of it.
Yeah, that's right. But the Bogans, we did pick that. The Bogans may be a bit more experienced. This will run a young side, but it was on the main pitch and it was 2-1, so it must have been a good game.
Yeah.
So well done to the Bogans. And the feature match for this week is another Richmond side. I pulled out Absolute Energy Richmond Brockies, named after Paul Brocky, and of course Jeremy Brocky comes from that club, taking on a very exotic team, the Nelson Suburbs FC Atletico.
Yeah.
So I don't know those boys. So you know those boys?
Know a few of them.
Yeah.
They're a good bunch of lads. They've been around for a while.
Is there a European twinge to their play?
Absolutely not. No. Probably get hammered for that, but
where did Atletico come from?
Not sure.
Just sounded good.
Yeah,
just sounded good. Okay, so that's at Jubilee Park. So
another good day out of Richmond.
Yeah.
Again, the bar will be the winner after that.
It will be.
Boys and the Brockies,
no idea where they're on the table. Who will win that one?
And this is Division 3 or 4?
This is Division 4.
Div 4. Yeah, cool.
Any inside knowledge on that one?
No, because obviously Atletico have been around for a while. Is the Brockies a new team?
Or just a new idea.
Team? No, Brockies, they've been around for a while.
Have they? Yeah. Yeah, so there we go. We'll find out next week. Southern League women and results, and Dunedin City Royals. Pretty dominant. It's a long trip for Nelson Suburbs. 8-0 going down to, and a couple of players away. I know the captain was away as well.
Sam was missing.
Away.
Sam was missing.
Yeah.
She's got a couple of weeks out with injury still, I believe. Stola was missing. But yeah, Dunedin City Royals are top team down there. They're probably won't go too far away from winning that the way things are going. So tough away trip for the girls. It's a long trip. I think they actually went to the wrong venue to start initially.
That doesn't help, does it?
I don't know what happened with the bus driver. They took them to Tahunanui Park.
Right. Okay.
So then they ended up getting all the way back to the turf there on the city. So, long day for them.
Tough on the turf as well for the girls.
Tough on the turf, yeah. But they'll keep going. Game this weekend, Roslyn Waikari at home, so hopefully they can get back on track there.
And because a couple of the girls are out, there was a few new girls featured from the younger grade. Just for them, what an experience to play against the best team in the league, and they just got to try and develop and think of it as a learning curve because they are the giants of women football.
They are at the moment. Horswell United had the bye. NW United going down 2-1 to Roslyn Waikari, and Kashmir Tech going down Coastal Spirit 3-0. So. Coastal Spirit pretty strong, aren't they? And on Sunday, Otago University travelling very well.
Yeah, they're good.
3-2 over Universities of Canterbury. Yeah. So if we look for the draw for this weekend, Dunedin City taking on Otago at Tahunanui Park.
It's a great game, that one.
You'd fancy Dunedin City for that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you think so, but you don't know because Otago are up there as well.
Yes, they are. Good side.
They must have some new players because the last 2 years they haven't been as strong. So, who knows?
No, they've had some good results, and there was suggestion that maybe a bit of recruiting had been going on.
If you're going on past results, just looking at how the league's panned out, you would take Dunedin City at home.
Yeah. University of Canterbury over Kashmir Tech. So, probably fancy Tech there at English Park.
Yeah, you'd think so. Yeah. Get back on track after losing to Coastal.
Coastal Spirit versus Hallswell. That's at Tahunanui Park on Sunday. I'll be Coastal there, Geeza.
Coastal was strong, yeah. I mean, Hallswell, they're not the strongest team. I'm hoping the girls beat them in the cup. That's definitely a game that Suburbs girls can win. So yeah, Coastal will probably win there, I'd say.
And then Nelson Suburbs taking on Roslyn Wakari. That's on Saturday at 12:30. And they've got to keep their heads up. That's one thing that Sam was talking about. The main thing, whatever happens, keep our heads up. But just got to soldier on and potentially, got an opportunity against Roslyn.
Yeah, these home games are the ones you got to target. It's unfortunate that the Hallswell game was postponed, because that was another one they could probably got some points on the board.
Yeah.
But the girls are still, see them in training, still smiling, still playing, still enjoying it.
Yeah.
So this will be a game that they could go out and get a result in, I'm sure. So hopefully they do, because they need it, and that'll just give them that little spur for the rest of the season if they can get those first points in the ball.
Absolutely. Southern League men and some results. Christchurch United doing the business against Kashmir Tech.
Yeah.
So good result for them, 2-0. Ferrymead Bays 3-1 over Coastal Spirit. Gee, that's a good result for them. On Saturday, University of Canterbury 1-0 over Dunedin City Royals.
Yeah.
How's that?
I know, it's crazy.
So,
some big results over the weekend.
Now, interesting. I think Skippy was saying that University of Canterbury got a new coach, maybe.
Yeah.
The coach was away and someone else has come in. So wonder of reorganisation.
Possibly.
Bit of motivation.
So that Ferrymead game must have been at home.
Yeah, it was.
Ferrymead were at home.
Alan will be enjoying that.
Yeah.
I watched that game. It was on FIFA Plus. So
nice.
it was good.
Well, that's a great result. Nomads 2-1 over Selwyn. So Selwyn at least being competitive there, and then good to get the win, Neil, over Wanaka. So a bit of an unknown Wanaka, aren't they? Because they've had a couple of good results, especially at home, but. Good that you're able to do the business.
Yeah, they are a good team. Ben Spola, very good coach, and Thomas Van Hassen on from a B licence course. And also it's good to catch up with them boys again. But Wanaka, a decent side. They're a very good team. They've got obviously beaten Cash Tech at home. So they've had some good results. And obviously if they'd beaten us at home, then they'd have been jumping above us in the league as well. So, So really important for us to get that result and keep the momentum going. But I mean, for us, it was about coming out quick. They didn't even get to Saxons. Game kicked off at 3 p.m. They didn't get to Saxons to 20 to 2.
Oh,
so long trip for them. And it's same for us going down there. When we're needing in places like that. It's not easy, so we know what it's like. So we wanted to come out full of intensity and a bit of aggression and put them under pressure. And I think we did that. And then Wanaka got back into the game. Lennon popped up and scored a goal, give us a little bit in front, and try to get to half time, just change a couple of things. And then they get the. They get their goal, and it's all on then. So second half was the same message. Just come out quick, put them under pressure again, and we probably could have scored 3 in the first couple of 5-10 minutes. Keeper pulled off 3 unbelievable saves. So we're knocking on the door, we're creating opportunities, and and it took to the 90th minute when Lennon popped up again, and snuck one away for us.
Nice.
Bit of twist and turning in the edge of the box and poked it in the bottom corner. So
it's in for goal of the week, isn't it?
Another one for goal of the week. So
for goal of the week.
Boys are going well at the moment. We've got to keep a little bit grounded. We've got a tough game against Nomads this weekend.
Yes, that's right.
Hard place to go. One of the hardest away trips for us.
Well, I think the difference is, Kippy, is that last season some of those teams that you wanted to get the points off, you didn't get the points off, and you do well against those tougher sides, but you didn't get the points against the game. But this season, you're actually beating both good sides and the sides further on down the table. So there's a bit more consistency there. So you must be pleased with that. But I guess a nail biter, because it was 1-1. You didn't get the goods till the end.
Yeah, well, it was, we got to half time 1-0 up, and everyone's positive, and then we get back out there and we put them under pressure, and then Ben and Thomas changed the shape of the team, which caused a couple of problems. Went to box midfield, so that kind of created a little bit of an overload in there, and they get the goal shortly after. So made a substitution and tried to combat that, and dropping one back into out of possession and to pick up the other midfield player. So kind of worked for us, and then we kind of got control of the game again. And as I said, Lennon pops up with a winner, but fitness, the boys are super fit.
Yeah.
We go, we're able to go for 90, 95 minutes, not a problem. really good guys that come off the bench and change the game for us as well now. And as you say, it's consistency. Consistency with the players we're putting on the pitch to start the game. And everyone knows their jobs. So, yeah, we're looking forward to Nomads this week. It's going to be a tough one, but we've got 2 games to go in the round. If we can get some at Nomads and then Selwyn at home, some games this weekend that could go our way. Things go our way and we do our jobs properly, and we can come out around 1 sitting second, which would be fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. You're only 1 point.
Place.
You're in third, 1 point behind second place. So all to play for. Wanaka FC taking on Ferrymead. That's at home for Wanaka.
Home for Wanaka. So Ferrymead have got to go all the way down there. Yeah, Wanaka are a good side. When I was doing the under-17s last year, we went down there and played Wanaka, and we thought we was going to smash them because they were the weak team in the league, and we lost that game because the boys had to travel. So it is tough getting down there. But yeah, Alan's just come from a win, and he's going to want to go down there and win that. So I'll go with Ferrymead just because I know Alan and I won't want to upset him.
That's right.
It'll be a hard game.
Let's touch on Nomads. Tough side. It's going to be a tough game. You've got to travel down to Gillette Park.
Yeah. Well, we just one game at a time. There's competition for places. It's making it tough for me and Skippy to pick a team now, pick a squad even. So there's boys getting left out that are not 100 miles away. So so it's going to be a really difficult game. We've struggled down there in the past. We know that. We've had some good results down there. But for us, it's about just worrying about ourselves, going out and play the way we want to play, not worrying about what the opposition are doing. And that's what we've done all season. We've played the way we want to play. We stick to our formation. Haven't changed too much. So that's what we'll do again this weekend. So hopefully we can get down there and get 3 points.
So when United taking on Dunedin City Royals, that's at Foster Park. What do we reckon? It's on the turf.
Yeah, Dunedin are quite strong.
Yeah,
on the turf as well. Selwyn is still in there battling, but yeah, Dunedin they'll lap that up, I think.
After the defeat last week, Dunedin will come out firing.
Well, that's true. Yes,
Turf,
and check this out: Kashmir Tech versus University of Canterbury. Now, I would have normally said Kashmir Tech all the way.
Yeah.
But after last week, new coach, what's going on there?
I don't know, but you can't see. I wouldn't say past Tech at Garrick.
Yeah.
Be a tough one for Unis. Tech need to. They need all the points they can get now. So
they've got their whole squad.
Oh, I believe so. So. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked at it. Don't look at other teams and just look at the next one in front of us, really, and do the analysis and worry about that. And then, so I'm not sure who they'll have available, but you would imagine Cash Tech at home would be too strong for Unis.
And then on Sunday, Coastal Spirit versus Christchurch United, Sunday Norton Park. So be a good match, actually.
It'll be an excellent game.
Yeah. Picking at Geeza.
Yeah, well, Christchurch United are fantastic. I watch them every now and then, and they're a great team. So yeah, you can't really go against them at the moment.
Matt Todd Smith still with Christchurch?
No,
he's moved on.
No, there's a whole list of new players there from when Paul was there.
A few of the younger ones coming up.
Yeah, so
well.
big change around down there when new coach went in. So yeah, that'll be an absolutely brilliant game. I'll be watching that for sure. Coastal Spirit, mind you, it's getting to a stage now where who's going to beat Christchurch United? We got a draw from them. So, I'll be at the stage now where we just want them to go and win the games and then battle it for second. So Christchurch United got them win that, and we can win our game, we jump into the second spot. So that's a bit of a motivation for our boys. So obviously motivation for Coastal as well.
You'll take them up the next round, Neil.
Hopefully.
A-League men, and it was the first leg of the semi-finals. Melbourne City, quite comprehensive, 3-0 over Western United. So they go up 3-0. I didn't actually see that game. But
I didn't see it.
Melbourne City tough at home, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're a good team, Melbourne City.
So it's looking like between it's going to be Melbourne and Auckland, isn't it?
Well, yes. So Melbourne Victory, who are a final side, 1-0. So great result for Auckland because tough against Victory. They have this ability to have the finals run, and they know how to win finals.
Yeah.
But even if they're 1-0 down, 0-0, you'd probably take that. But a 1-0 up, but Victory are not going to be slouch.
No, not at all.
It's going to be a tough game, but
it'll be
a big crowd.
That'll be excellent. The port will be out. The port will be out in force.
Yeah, there's something special about that Auckland team as well.
Yes,
I hope hopefully for New Zealand football in general, hopefully they can, hopefully they go all the way. Actually, when they what they call it, is it a minor Premiership they won? Is it like a rugby league?
The minor Premiership they've won that,
and then they go on to this. So if they can get both, that proves that they are the best team in in the A-League overall.
Yeah, and it's their first year as well, so
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
I mean,
Yeah.
geez,
Yeah.
can't call that. We're still waiting for the UEFA final. Paris Saint-Germain are going to be taken into Milan on the 1st of June in Munich, so we'll wait for.
When's Man United Tottenham?
That's coming up soon.
Is that Friday?
Well, we're going to be talking about.
Are we? Well, sorry, man.
Jumping the gun. Okay,
Fine.
all right. So now I'm on. Yeah, here we go. Premier League. We'll get on to start to come to the exciting part. So quickly on Saturday, Aston Villa 2-0 over Spurs. Spurs, God, what's going to happen there? Here we go. Chelsea over Man U 1-0.
I think that's just both teams.
And now we can talk about the final.
Oh, so here we go. Yeah,
Because that's the Europa final.
So,
yeah, but I think both teams had one eye on that, to be fair, looking at it. One eye.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, nothing to play for in the league, either team, really. So, you know, they got the UEFA, not UEFA Cup, was it? What do they call it now?
The Europa Cup.
Europa Cup, yeah, the old UEFA Cup. So, you know, they'll be. I'm looking forward to that. It'll be a good game.
Yeah,
That'll be all right.
Well, what do you think could be against Spurs? You got the goods?
yeah, of course. I mean,
Not
I'll be
Skippy, sorry,
honest-
Geeza, I should say.
I'll be honest, I'm a little bit worried. Both teams are so out of form at the moment.
Yeah.
Anything's going to happen. So I know a few Tottenham fans as well. We're all going to try and watch it somewhere together.
Oh yeah,
have a
right.
bit of a
Yeah,
laugh.
yeah.
But obviously, yeah, I'll go United all the way.
Yeah.
And Champions League, let's do it.
I'm going Spurs.
You would.
Big Ange. I
Big
feel
Ange.
mate, he's got so much criticism lately. See the
Yeah.
guy on the interview the other day calling him a clown.
Oh really?
They
It's
reckon.
just-
They reckon whoever loses will lose their job.
It's just
Yeah, yeah,
disrespectful.
yeah.
The guy's done everything, a lot of stuff in football.
Yeah,
You know,
I think so.
he might not have done so well in the league, but he's had a lot to deal with there over. But Spurs a very difficult job, and you know, you're not a clown if you get to any European final. That's for sure.
No, and also fifth last year. So there's obviously a bit of a rebuild, a shakeout. And Tottenham, they're a massive club, but I think he was indicating even last year they're just happy being where they are. They don't invest in that potential of getting into the top two or three. You know, and obviously Manchester and a rebuild. They need to sell it, Geeza.
Something needs to happen.
Those guys need to go. I mean, those owners need to go.
Yep.
You know, and
You could argue the same at Tottenham as well.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
And Sir, what's his name? Redgrave, is it? So he's coming in and doing the normal sweep out and cutting costs and cutting morning teas and okay, that probably needs to happen, but surely they need to reset, sell it, get what they get, and rebuild. Because at the moment, all they're doing is they're cutting out the salaries, they're
Getting
cutting
nowhere.
out all the fat,
Not getting anywhere either. Yeah.
and not investing.
Mhm.
But just and then launching a new stadium
Yeah.
for God knows how much. So, you know, either he buys it or just get rid of it. You know, just get rid of it.
You got to have a
and
team.
get
You got a
new
new
owners.
stadium. You got a team to play in it as well, haven't you? So
Yeah.
so-
Anyway, let's Sunday Everton 2-0 over Southampton. On Monday, Nottingham Forest getting the win 2-1. So
keeps them in the hunt.
they needed that. Fulham 3-2 over Brentford after a couple of horrible strikes.
Cracking result that for
And
Fulham.
actually, that was away.
Yeah, Brentford.
it?
Yeah, that's a great result for Fulham.
Yeah.
London derby. So
Not that it makes any difference whatsoever
Mhm.
for Fulham, but at least we stay in the league.
Mm.
Leicester 2-0 over Ipswich.
Yeah.
So not that makes any difference either.
Jamie Vardy.
Yes, well,
Yeah, he
last
got a
game.
goal, didn't
Last
he?
game. Yeah.
Scored,
So,
didn't
yeah. Oh, did he
game.
score? Did he?
I think he scored. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah, I
bit
didn't
of a
actually see
send
the
off for
game.
him there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
do
that's
like
right.
Ipswich.
I mean, especially when the Foxes won the league and the impact that he had, and then after, getting relegated, he stuck with that side.
Yeah,
He would have had offers coming out. I mean, he could have been playing for England,
Yeah.
and he has stuck with the Foxes.
Yeah, he's been fantastic.
He's
He's done
off
how
now,
many
though, isn't
goals?
he?
199 goals, is it? He's got.
Yeah.
That's right.
Isn't it? 199 goals, playing non-league football.
Yeah,
Only non-league football that was signed for £1 million.
yeah.
Can of Red Bull for the game.
Kind of
That's right.
Yeah, so
So, I mean, talk about loyalty. You don't see that very often. He could have been on huge money,
Yeah, that's good.
maybe sitting on the bench for one of the big guys.
I
But
don't think he was getting paid buttons at Leicester either, to be fair. So he's probably
Yeah.
done all right.
yeah, I'd say so.
There's talk of him going to Wrexham, isn't there?
Oh,
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Apparently. So yeah, we'll
Take
see.
Wrexham up to the top league.
Good.
What do we got? Where are we? So
Arsenal.
Arsenal, well, probably Newcastle needed that result.
Yeah, for
And then
Champions
on
League.
Tuesday, for Champions League, and then Tuesday, Brighton. Geez, doing it over
Well,
3-2 over
Well,
Liverpool.
they haven't won a game since
They're
they won the
skipping
league.
out,
They're still partying.
They've already won, haven't
They've
they?
done-
In Fiji with the pina coladas.
Yeah, but as I said, Liverpool haven't won a game since they won the Principal
No, they
Champions. So I think it's just
Salah isn't doing much either at the moment. He's on holiday.
well, they're all on holiday, I think.
And we'll talk more about Crystal Palace, but geez, they're on a roll, 4-2 over Wolves.
Mhm.
And then Man City, they're still there. Good result, that 3-0 over
Yeah, very
Bournemouth,
good
who
result.
under
Yep.
slouch side. So then, if we look at the fixtures, got Bournemouth versus Leicester. Quick fire, Geeza. Bournemouth at home.
Bournemouth versus Leicester. Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
2-1.
Geez, Fulham versus Man City,
Mhm.
Craven Cottage.
I'm upset you, mate. Man City.
Man City. It's Craven Cottage.
Yeah, Man City.
Okay. Ipswich versus West Ham.
To be honest, both are very close to my neck of the woods where
Oh, are
I'm
they?
from back home.
Ah.
So, yeah, very close. But West Ham are the stronger side, obviously. My mum's a mad West Ham fan as well,
Right.
so I'll go with West Ham.
Liverpool versus Crystal Palace.
Oh, that's cracking now, isn't it? It's with Liverpool, the way they're playing in Palace, just won the
Liverpool
cup. And
don't
then,
care.
You'd have to say
Yeah.
Crystal Palace, wouldn't you?
well, it's the last game of the season. Liverpool don't want to get lost, lose at home, get the trophy, and then it's a bit of a damp squid, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Right, but I'm going to that Liverpool at home for me. Liverpool.
Oh, there you go. Man U versus Aston Villa.
It's got to be United.
It's got to
Well,
be
if I'm
United.
perfectly honest, Villa have been strong this year. And
They
they've been very impressive.
And this is it. If Villa win that, Villa
Yeah,
have
that's
to win
right.
that to have
Yeah.
a chance of going to the Champions League. So that's
And
gonna
these
be-
lot are all fighting for the Champions League,
Yeah.
where United and Spurs are getting a free ticket in there. So
And you've got a cup final coming up,
Yeah.
so maybe they'll have an eye on that.
Villa will choke, though. Villa will choke.
Uh, Newcastle versus Everton, and they need the
Yeah,
points too,
Newcastle.
don't they?
Newcastle for me.
Nottingham Forest versus Chelsea. What a boomer that is.
This is the one. This is the best game it's going to be. Well, if Chelsea win that, they're in the Champions League at
Yeah.
Forest, aren't they? Aston Villa obviously beat Man United. Then it's still all on. It's going to be excellent.
Not Forest at home.
Years ago, that would be a no-brainer.
Yeah, who are you going
Now
for?
it's like, I'm going for Nottingham Forest.
Are you?
At home.
Yeah, I think
Oof.
that's fire, mate.
Wood gets the winner.
I feel like they want it.
Yeah,
that
fair
much.
enough.
Southampton versus Arsenal. Well,
Arsenal.
Spurs versus Brighton.
Brighton, because we don't want Spurs to be on winning form. Brighton can win that.
And Wolves versus Brentford.
Yeah, Wolves for me.
Wolves.
Yeah, quite like Wolves. They're not bad. Brentford get beat last week, so
So here we go. It's the final match day. And positions can still change. Chelsea, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest are all within 1 point of each other.
yeah.
The top four is pretty much locked in, but 5th to 7th European spots are up for grabs and relegation's sorted, isn't it?
Yeah, relegation's done.
So, so it's going to be, I think Nottingham Forest,
So you get 5 teams in the Champions League from England, did they?
yeah,
Yeah, 5
top
teams.
5.
Top 5, yeah.
And Nottingham Forest, there's only 1 point in it. They're 7th at the moment.
Mm.
And here's the thing, man. So Crystal Palace, 190 years, never won a major cup.
Mm.
Beat Man City 1-0.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah,
That was a
brilliant.
freak score.
And it just went off, didn't it?
Yeah.
The whole place went off. And also, they get a place in the playoffs for the European Championship
Yeah.
as well. So Crystal Palace go through. Man City also get a place, but they do anyway.
Yeah,
pretty
Champions
much.
League, yeah.
So it makes it even harder for Nottingham Forest because Crystal Palace have already got that play in the 7th. So top 5 will go through, but they've got Chelsea and they've got to win it. So
Yeah, well, like Geeza says, not Forest at home, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Just it's a one-off, innit?
Yeah.
You've got to go out there and give it all and just hope that things go your way on the day. Anything can happen.
And it's good the game's balancing out because, it was always City this, City that, but now other teams are beating them. And
Well, that's right.
That's
And
what it's about, isn't it?
now they interviewed and who's on the sideline? Jack Grealish.
Mhm.
Asked him a question. How's Jack getting on?
Is that right?
What do you mean?
Who? No.
Yeah, so he's sitting there. Everyone knows he's such a He goes, yeah, he's a well-known player, isn't he? That's all he said, Pep. You can't get a start. So, what's going to happen with him? And also,
He'll have to move on, wouldn't he? You would think.
well, you would think so. And where is it? In the headlines, we have got Kevin De Bruyne He's leaving Man City, isn't he?
Yeah, they was keeping it pretty tight-lipped in where he's going.
Well, MLS
Great player.
Yeah, I'm not
or
sure.
Saudi Arabia.
I did see an interview with him and he was pretty tight-lipped about it. As I said, he was, he's got a lot of young family now. So when he was younger, it was all about, being selfish as a footballer, I guess, and what's best for you. But now he's got a young family there to think about, and that's what I think that's his priority. So I think a lot will come down to where his wife wants to go. Really, he'll go anywhere he wants.
There's rumours of Saudi, isn't there? There is rumours there.
I'm not sure if that's a good.
Massive money.
But
the football. I mean, he's a better footballer than that, isn't he?
100%.
He's class.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So there you go. So it could be a few changes for Man City, but if anyone knows Pep, he'll redevelop the side, and
Of course he will.
Well, maybe that's a spot for Grealish. Maybe that's maybe he comes
or
in.
Grealish might have there might be another younger player coming
Possibly.
through.
They're all coming through from there, aren't they?
And actually, still
got a few to pick from.
Still no words on the court cases, so it could all go. It could all tip up.
Could be the end of Man City.
Phil Thompson be listening to this. All right,
it's wishful thinking from him, isn't it?
Right. That's right. Okay, so Leeds United, Burnley from the EFL, Luton, Plymouth, Argyle, and Cardiff City going down.
Yeah,
and then the playoff for the Championship. 24th of May, Wembley Stadium, massive game. Sheffield United versus Sunderland.
Massive game, brilliant. Richest game in football.
Yeah.
That's what they call it, richest game in football.
Yeah,
so as I said to you before we came on, I watched Sunderland Coventry.
Yeah, right.
In the semi-final. It was an absolutely brilliant game. And Sunderland, last kick of the ball and last header of the ball, they get the winner. Unbelievable scenes down there at Sunderland. Huge clubs, both of them. Both deserve to be in the Premiership. So, that's going to be a bang. I look forward to watching that. A lot of good football coming up to keep us going for the last few weeks.
Yeah, that's going to be a game.
Absolute banger.
Good luck, Alan Roberts. He'll have a Sheffield United scarf on. I don't know any Sunderland supporters. Got any in the wings out there?
I know some from back home, but I don't know any. No. I can't off the top of my head. No.
But anyway, there's a lot of favour for Sunderland because of the Netflix series.
Yeah.
But I can hear Alan now saying,
They got a great fan base, haven't they, Sunderland?
I won't repeat what he'll probably say. But anyway, so it's going to be very interesting. And we've covered all the headlines. I had Crystal Palace FA Cup, Man United Spurs Europa, Kevin De Bruyne, PSG. Actually, they've had a good year because they actually get to play in the France final on May 24th. So they're on a roll at the moment. There we go, lads. Another huge weekend of football.
To get through there. That was great.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks very much once again, Geeza. Great to have you in.
Always a pleasure, mate.
Good luck with the youth and especially the under-18s.
Yep.
The little diamonds. We took a side like that with FC, and they're all only about that high. Great little players, and Biggsy used to call them my little diamonds. Matt Todd Smith and
Bertie Fish.
Just sort of. A lot of them went on to play higher honours. Matt Todd Smith captaining Christchurch United and winning the Chatham Cup. So, they were 14, 15, 16 back then. And, so it was just great to see. We drew with our first team, 1-1 against United.
That feels good.
Sorry, Robbie Hanson, but, we were just absolutely over the moon. So, so keep up the good work, mate. To keep the YouTube videos going.
Yeah, we'll do, mate.
I can get out in the backyard and practice my my shots.
Yeah, you're finessing.
Good luck against Nomads.
Nomads, this
weekend.
Yeah, Saturday. So, looking forward to it. Massive game.
Yeah.
Hopefully keep momentum going, as I said.
Yeah, if you win that game, you're in a good place.
And sooner the fun will be over, Skippy. We'll be back to the hard grind. So enjoy it while it lasts. Big thanks to the Turf Hotel, our venue sponsor. Things still heating up. We've still got Chatham Cup in the region, the Kate Sheppard Cup, Southern League still going, and local football, and of course the Premier League action. It's all sport this weekend. Don't forget you can listen on Spotify, YouTube, our website, and our digital radio station. Just look for NBS Talk Nelson. Don't forget, if you want to become a guest, talk about your club, you're welcome as a guest on the show. And also, if you're keen to sponsor, then please do get in touch with us. That's it for this week. Catch you next week for another episode of Football Focus.
Talk Nelson Radio. It's the Talk of Nelson.